Okay, so good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what time you're seeing this presentation. For those of you who are live, good evening. Well, again, depending on your time zone, I'm excited to be sharing this information with you. It's really a privilege and an honor, to be a bearer of good news, especially in the times that we live in. 2025 is this is already end of January. We have just a few days to the end of January. There is no indication that 2025 is going to be easier than 2024. I mean, from a general perspective, you know, I live in Nigeria. I don't know where, maybe you're in the US or the UK. I mean, so in the US, for example, Donald Trump just came in, and so that's good for business. But somebody said something once. He said that there has never been an economy where there has never been a recession where everyone suffered, and there's never been an expansion where everyone prospered. Life is really about, and the way the economy goes, it's always cycles, it's always booms and busts, booms and busts. Um, Unfortunately, for some parts of the world, it feels like it's always bust, 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 bust. Because I can remember very vividly 2013, where dollar was 165 at that time. And by the grace of God, we were earning thousands of dollars at the time, but it was just 165 and it seemed really good. You could do a lot with money there. But right now, a million naira is just somewhere like around, is it 650 or $700? It's really pathetic. It's really pathetic. So if you live in Nigeria, it looks as though it's not boom and bust. It's as if it's just bust, 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 bust. As if things have just been going from bad to worse. And 2025 does not look like it's going to be any different. Price of school fees is probably going to go up. If you live in a rented apartment, if you live in a rented apartment, your rent is probably going to go up. Your groceries, the amount you're spending on groceries is probably going to increase. So for the average man, times are getting tougher. And so being able to share this kind of information whereby you and I can, actually be in the driver's seat where our personal economy is concerned, irrespective of what's happening in the general economy, is something that is really worth sharing and worth paying attention to. So I'm hoping that you come here with an open mind. I'm going to be showing you stuff. I'm going to be showing you. I don't believe in hype selling. I don't believe in trying to convince. I will just show you what it is. And then at the end of the day, you will have the decision to make. I don't know if I introduce myself. My name is Joshua. I'm Moshuka. They call me Coach Josh. And, I'm just passionate about seeing people win. I'm passionate about seeing people win. So what you see on your screen, if you can see, yeah, okay, so you can see my screen. So what you see on your screen is a life changer. It's a blessing. So this is a platform called AkashX. AkashX is one of the products owned by an American multinational called My Daily Choice. My Daily Choice has been in business now for about 11 years, doing very well, have over 10,000 products. But this is one of their digital products, okay? And I'm going to be explaining what this can do for you. And I'll be showing you how you can make anywhere from $2,000 to $20,000 on a monthly basis. The song I played at the beginning by Arya Star, Ide Rush, that song is prophetic. And it's because in this year, money is going to rush in your bank account. That song is prophetic. Money is going to rush. Your experience is going to be, you will have much more than you know what to do with. By the grace of God, that is, by 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 March. So just a moment, please. I need to quickly attend to something in 10 seconds. Just a quick moment, please. I'm sorry about that. Somebody was calling my number repeatedly. I just needed to get someone to attend to it. What was I saying? Yeah, I was saying that song that I played, I chose it intentionally because, it's symbolic, it's prophetic. In 2025, money is going to rush into your bank account, into your wallet, so much that, there will be excess. The goal is to have abundance. And, you know, anyway, let me get into the information. I usually like to speak to the mind because what you look for is what you find. I'll say it again, what you look for is what you find. If I ask you, why are you not earning $10,000? Or why, let's even bring it down to $2,000. Why are you not earning $2,000 a month? That you can come up with all kinds of answers. But the truth is, are you looking for a way to earn $2,000? Because if you're not looking for it, it's not likely that you will just stumble accidentally into huge sums of money. It has to be as a result of, number one, you had the desire and you implanted that desire in your mind, right? And so on a daily basis, you're asking yourself, how can I? How can I? How can I? That is when your mind will be able to recognize the opportunities in your environment, because it's not that there's a lack of opportunity, it's a lack of recognition. It's not that there's a lack of opportunity, it's oftentimes a lack of recognition, and I can tell you this because I've experienced it. I know what it is like not to have enough. I know what it is like, and I shared the story on the call we did on Saturday, where I went to buy, you know, I was at the store going to buy some things for my family, and I needed to buy some antibiotics, and the antibiotics cost 3,500. And I asked the pharmacist, I said, don't you have the generic one? Because that was the branded one, that was the original. I said, don't you have the generic? And they said, yes. How much? 750. And I bought, because so I know what it is like to try to stretch your budget to go really, really far. But if you're asking the wrong questions, those are the answers you'll be getting. And if you're not even asking any question, if you're not asking yourself, how can I make $2,000? How can I make $5,000? How can I make $10,000? But if you're on this call, likely it's because you're asking those questions. So what I want to show you is a platform called AkashX. And AkashX is many things in one. And I'm just going to summarize all the value propositions that AkashX brings to you. So first of all, AkashX is an academy. Now, to be transparent, to be fully transparent, when we started AkashX, and we actually joined AkashX last year, we were not really interested in the academy. We were not interested in the academy. We just wanted to make money. And I'm sure there are many of you here. What you want is you want to make money. Yet you don't care about the knowledge. I even said, I don't have time to start learning Forex now. What I want is I want to make money. And that was the mindset with which we came in. And, because the CashX has some tools that allow you to automate your trade. So you can just copy and paste. You can just copy somebody. You don't need to, so zero experience, you can make money. And that was the mindset with which we came in, right? But I tell you, having knowledge makes a world of difference. So before we used to just skip over the academy. But you see, because of this academy, we've been able to learn a strategy. We've been able to learn a strategy, listen, which I'm going to review tonight. And this strategy that we learned there's people who have no idea how to trade. Some of you on the call, before I took the trade, now there's a strategy I learned. I met one of the mentors and I learned his strategy. He opened my eyes to his strategy. I learned the strategy, came back to Nigeria, taught my team the strategy. And this morning, there are people who entered the market before me. There are people who entered the trades before me. So it is real empowerment. It's common. It's a common saying. Give a man fish, you feed him for a day. Teach him how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. I'm saying that because of the academy, I discovered a trading strategy which is so simple that I taught and I've been teaching, and we're still learning it. But this morning, people within the community have started taking trades before I even took the trade. The person who taught us the strategy lives in America. He only trades the New York session. So while he was asleep, people were already printing hundreds and in some cases thousands of dollars. I'm saying this so that you don't downplay the place for learning. You don't downplay it. You don't downplay it. So there's an academy here where you can get to learn and master Forex and crypto. There's videos, so there's video tutorials that you can get to go through. Then there's also what is called the Educator Academy. So in AkashX, there are like over 20 different educators, and all of them have their areas of specialty. So, somebody trades gold, somebody trades indices, NASDAQ, US 30, somebody else is trading currency pairs, So there's different things that they all have their strengths in, and they've all documented their strategy. Now, you see, there are many forex trading platforms. There are many groups where they're just giving you signals. And so you are subscribing, you are paying some money, and they're giving you signals. They are giving you fish. They are giving you fish. If the person providing the signals decides, I'm not providing this signal again, you are looking for another place to start to get the signals. If something happens and the person dies, God forbid, you are back to square one. So the fact that we have the Educator Academy, where these guys now took time to document their strategy, is huge. It's big. It's big. Because if I didn't learn that strategy, I wouldn't have been empowered up to where I am today. Same with people within the community. So that's the academy. So there's videos that you can go through that will introduce you to Forex, introduce you to crypto. Then there's the Educator Academy, where all the different experts, okay, so depending on who you connect with, you can now decide to zero in on this mentor, study their strategy. That's on the academy side. But it's not just theory. So it's one thing to learn the academy, watch the videos, that's kind of like theory. But now there are daily live sessions. Daily live sessions. So every day, you've got all these different educators. So at different times of the day, because they all live in different time zones. Let me log into the platform so you see what I'm saying. That was the website I was on before. But now let me just come to, this is what the back office looks like. All right. So at 2 a.m., you had this gentleman who did a session. At 3 a.m., you had Matthew Thayer. At 3 a.m., you also had Luis Rodriguez. So you had an option who you wanted to, attend their session. And during these sessions, they analyze the market, and many times they also take trades. So for me, today, for example, I joined this guy's session at 4 p.m. This guy knew what the market was going to do. As a matter of fact, I took it. Anyway, this guy told us what the market was going to do, and the market did exactly that. Huge profits. Huge profit. So you've learned their strategy in the academy. You now get the opportunity to join them in class. This is an education that is worth having. There's people who spend money on master's degrees, PhDs. I'm not putting all those things down, but this is a skill that if you have it, you can at will write your own paycheck. I was privileged to meet a lot of these guys, 2 months ago, in Dubai. There was an event that Akashex did, and I was privileged to be in Dubai to meet a lot of these guys. And these guys are experiencing the life. The life. I mean, so they just came back from the UK. Some of them, they did an event in the UK, just traveling the world. But when you can write your own ticket, then you have freedom. And that's really the goal, to increase the freedoms that you and I enjoy, in our lives, starting from wherever you are now. So live sessions, you get to enjoy daily live sessions. Okay. So I mean, just look at how many sessions. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 today, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you have 12 sessions that you could have hooked up to today to make yourself a better trader. Really awesome stuff. Okay. So that's where now if you miss a live session, you can always come to the session replay. But of course, you cannot take any trade if you're watching the replay because it's now past. If you're in a live session, you can take the trades that they call. So that's with the academy and training side. Now we have some tools for automation. The first one is trade alerts. This is basically you getting signals. So they send trades and you copy and paste, you copy the trades and you go and execute those trades on your capital, whatever amount you have, whether you have 100, 1,000, 2,000, whatever. You simply copy. So here an expert has done the analysis. So all of these experts in the faculty, like I said, they have different areas of strength. So they are analyzing the market and then they are coming here to let you know this is the trade I want to take on my capital. And if you choose, you can also just copy the trade and take the trade as well. So this, for example, NAS 100, was a trade that Brent Bidal sent, hit 300 pips in profit. So throughout the day, there are several trades coming in. So 5 hours ago, 5 hours ago, so today we probably had maybe about 20 trades, if not 30, because there's so many educators. You understand what I'm saying? So that's trade alert. It's just copy and paste. So you don't need to have any experience. You can leverage the experience of somebody else. You can leverage the experience of somebody else with the copy and paste trading. We also have something called tap to trade. This is fully automated trading with tap to trade. Well, let me call it semi-automated because all you do is you tap approve. So with tap to trade, whenever the experts want to trade, you would have connected your capital. So you don't give your capital to a CashX. Your capital remains in your control, in your custody. And at this point, let me just say, because I've been meeting people again recently, I didn't know people are still doing Ponzi schemes. But any platform where you have to deposit your money with another party and they are the ones responsible for profit, they are the ones giving you, they are promising you maybe X amount of returns. 99.99% of the time, it's a scam. 99, and some people are okay with promoting scams. That's fine. So I'm not saying don't do them, but just know that it's a scam. And usually 3 to 6 months, it will be gone. There's no point, there's no need to give your hard-earned money to anyone in hopes of a profit. You can do it by yourself. Okay, so that's just a public service announcement. So with Tap to Trade, whatever capital you have, if you're subscribed to a CashX, you connect your capital to Tap to Trade. And whenever the traders want to take trades on their own accounts, you get a notification on your phone and you just click on approve. When you click on approve, the trade that they are taking on their capital, that same trade gets taken on your capital as well. Brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff. So it's not a question of whose trade are you taking, who are you following. And so let me click on TTT results so you get to see the results. So it's all, there's a lot of transparency. There are some people that if you take their trades, you're almost sure of getting a loss. But there are some people whose trades are better than others. So let me check this gentleman here. So you can see that for the month, this person is 0.1%. So I wouldn't recommend that you take his own trades. Let's check Abid. So Abid is currently 0.6% up for the month. That's not very impressive. So Joel So Joel is currently 13.3% up for the month of January, for the last 30 days. 13.3%. So if you took his own Tap to Trade, you would have actually been 13% up. And if you are thinking 13%, that's too small. All I have is $1,000. So if I made 13%, I made $130. That can't change my life. Yes, that's usually the problem with most people when it comes to trading in the financial markets. So I'm going to show you how you can boost your profits by increasing your capital amount. CashX has also dealt with that. They've already created a solution where you can increase your payouts by boosting your capital. It's the same. So imagine that you took all these trades and you made 13%. But instead of making your 13% on $500 or $1,000, imagine that you made 13% on $100,000. 13% on 100K is $13,000. Now that makes sense, right? So I'm going to show you how you can actually boost up, you can scale up your capital thanks to the innovation and the, will I say, kind-heartedness of CashX. So in summary, this is what CashX offers you: education, so video courses, but also mentors with a track record who reveal their strategies. Now, full transparency here, I have not gone through all the strategies. If I open the educator training series, it's not everybody I've gone through. So when we joined, we were all fixated initially with a particular guy, Joel Arias. We're all fixated with his trades. He had his ups, he had his downs. But for me, because I traveled, and I got to speak with Rich in Dubai, and he was saying some things that just made sense to me. So for example, Joel will send like maybe 10 trades in a day, 10 trades in a day, right? And I'm going to use some technical terms, but just try to follow. And a good trade for him, let's say he hits 100 pips. In Forex, we measure profit in pips. So let's say a good trade for him hits 100 pips, right? So 10 trades is 1,000 pips, assuming all of them went well. Sometimes some may not go too well. So 10 trades, 1,000 pips, yeah? So if you do that 5 days a week, that means you took 50 trades. Let's assume you won all the trades. So 50 trades and you won 5,000 pips, right? For 50 trades. But then I had the privilege of meeting Rich, and he said for him, he likes to do high probability trades such that sometimes he's just taking one trade a day or 3 or 4 trades a week, as long as he's able to meet his 4%. that he's good. And so for him, high probability trades means a trade where he can risk and enjoy a 1 to 4 risk to reward. So that means if I'm risking $100, I get to make 400. So for him, that's what he's looking for, and that's his setup. For those of you, anyway, I'll quickly try and show you some of the history. So for Rich, in a single trade, one trade can do 4,000 pips. 4,000 pips. Yesterday, I think we had almost, was it 7 or was it 9,000 pips yesterday? As a matter of fact, my screen is showing, so let me just let me try to measure yesterday. I think we did just a moment. This is today. I'm trying to explain something, so even if you will understand it, don't worry, you will understand it. So this was yesterday's trade based on his strategy. So his strategy is really simple. You know, there is an indicator that helps us to mark up the chart. Okay, so you can see that there's an area that is shaded color red. It's so simple. Once price comes below this lower band, we can see the red shaded area. Once price comes below here, we know that we should take a sell. If price goes above, we know we should take a buy. So price came below yesterday. Okay, and right. So here we have that's over 6,000 pips in a single trade. Let me make sure I'm measuring that correctly. 305. Yes, that's over 6,000 pips in a single trade. Now I told you that that sometimes you have to take 50 trades, you know, for this other guy to make 5,000 pips. But one trade here delivered 6,000 pips. So for me, maybe I'm lazy, but you know, I believe in smart work. So that got me thinking, and I said, okay, let me go and study this guy's strategy. And that was when, you know, when I came back to Nigeria, I came into the academy. Like I said, there's so many educators, and it's not all of them that I've gone through their courses. But I went through his course. I saw how simple it was. I saw that a person with zero experience, once we set it up for them on their chart, all you are doing is you are just waiting. And you can even set an alert. You can set an alert, you know, so every morning when you wake up in the morning, by 7 a.m., this portion has already been painted for you. So by tomorrow morning, so this was for today, by tomorrow morning, the indicator would have already been painted again for you, right? So all you are waiting for, so there's a way that you can even set an alert so that your phone will notify you. You're not sitting down in front of your screen to be watching. You just set the alert, go about your day. You get notified. Oh, price has dropped to this point. You take your sell. Price has gone above. You take your buy. And you just, so the important thing is the strategy gives a lot of profit. But because it gives a lot of profit, it also means if it goes against you, you can also get to lose a lot of money. So the emphasis is on protecting your downside. The emphasis is on protecting your capital. So if I have a $100,000 account, I'm not risking more than $500 per trade. So I'm risking $500 in anticipation of making 1,000 to 2,000. So in percentages, we actually talk in percentages in trading. Risk 0.5%, so you can make 1% to 2%. Assuming every trade does 1%, most times, many times it goes on to do the 2%, sometimes even more. But assuming that it's only giving you 1%, you're risking 0.5%, your account size will determine. So it may be $50, it may be $500, depending on your account size. We are risking 0.5% to make 1%. If I make 1% on each trade, in 10 trades, I've made 10%. And if you have a sizable account, like a $100,000 account, that's $10,000. If you have a $200,000 account, which is accessible, I'm going to show you how to get it tonight. 10% on $200,000 is $20,000 from 10 winning trades. In a month, usually you have about 20 to 23 trading days. This Liberty strategy is so good. Okay, so again, let me just show you so that you know you can actually see what I'm saying. Let me just show you. Because we document you document. Today is Tuesday, so I haven't done any documentation for today, for this week. Okay, but up until last weekend, I had done some documentation. I believe in the next 10 minutes max, we should be done and you guys can ask your questions. We'll have enough time to be able to take questions and then go and join our meeting. Okay, so today, so 24th of January, this was 1,000 pips in profit. So that's a 1 to 2 risk to reward. So you made 1% on your account. 23rd of January was 500 pips, 0.5%. This was 22nd, 2,000 pips. 21st was a loss. 21st was a loss and it was 500 pips. I can actually track it all the way back, but maybe just to save time, to save our time, let me just show you, between January 2 to January 17. No, I didn't change this date. Last week Friday was what date now? Last week Friday was, I think, 25th. So between the 2nd of January to the 25th of January, this strategy that we are taking, where most times you're taking just one trade a day, just one trade a day, gave us 25,100 pips in wins and just 3,000 pips in losses. So if we were to do net profit, we'll call that 22,000 pips. What does that mean in dollars? What does that mean in dollars? If you had a $10,000 account, and I'm going to show you how you will access a $10,000 account for free. If you had a $10,000 account, 22,000 pips, one, means you would have made a profit of $2,200 in the first 3 weeks of January. $2,200 in the first 3 weeks of January. If you had a $100,000 account, you made $22,000 profit. So when I said in 2025, money will rush, it will rush. We're not just talking hype, we're talking, we have a strategy. We're not hoping. This strategy has been back tested for over 12 months, but I'm showing you the results from 2025. We have a strategy. We're not just hoping things happen. Now, of course, it's the financial market. The responsible thing to say is past profits never guarantee future performance. But we can look at trends. We can look at patterns. If something has behaved a certain way, there's a likelihood, because it's humans that are in the market. It's human beings that are buying and selling. So it's based on human emotion. So it's going to continue, most likely. Of course, there will be changes here and there. News events will happen. A new government comes into town and all of that good stuff. Okay, so now how can you access the huge capital? There's a partnership that Akashex has with a company called Tradexmastery. And I just want to show you, let me just go on their website, Tradexmastery.com. So in the Forex trading industry, there's what they call prop firms. And prop firms are simply institutions that help traders with funding. Okay, they help traders access funding so that instead of you trading on a small amount, you can access a bigger account size to increase your payouts. But it comes with a set of rules. Website is going to load up now. I want you to see, I like to show. I don't like to just tell, I like to show. So this is the platform. It's an American prop firm company called Tradexmastery. Okay, so you need funding, you come to Tradexmastery. So they are currently doing a promo where you can get 40% off. But let me show you the different account sizes that they have. So when I click on get funded, it's going to load up all the different account sizes. So starting from $10,000 to $200,000, you can actually access funding from Tradexmastery. Now, Akashex has partnered with Tradexmastery so that when you sign up for Akashex, you get funded directly from Tradexmastery. So the smallest account is a $10,000 account. Okay, but how much does a $10,000 account cost? It costs you $143. So the way it works, you pay a token to access a big account size, and then they have some rules that they want you to meet. So There's a profit expectation. If phase 1 is 10%, phase 2 is 5%. Once you're able to meet a total of 15% in profit, any profit you make thereafter, you're able to withdraw up to 90%. I'll say that again. You pay a token to access a big account size. So like I just showed you, for $10,000, you pay $143 to access $10,000. But for $200,000, let me show you how much you pay to access $200,000. To access $200,000, you pay $1,400 to access $200,000. Okay, so now you have this account. What are you required to do? You are required to first of all make a total of 15% profit. Any profit you now make thereafter, you can withdraw 90%. So look at, it says profit share. You see profit share, profit share. So 90-10. So when you make your 10%, you are still in the evaluation phase. You make 5%. In addition, now you pass the evaluation. You are on the live account where you can start to withdraw 90% of the profit. So I came here to show you that these accounts don't come free. There's a cost to them. The $200,000 account, as you can see, costs $1,413. Now let's go back to AkashX. Let's go back to AkashX because they are running a promotion now, such that when you sign up for AkashX monthly subscription is $149. What do you get from the $149? Everything I showed you about AkashX. Now, if I were to pay Rich Vendiga to learn this strategy that has made me so much money, let me show you guys. Let me show you guys. Let me just show you some. Or maybe I should go to the Telegram. So let me go to our Telegram community, and maybe I'll go to the WhatsApp community. So this is our Telegram. We have a global Telegram community. Like I said, I like to show results. I don't want to just talk. So this is our global Telegram community. Let's just go through results. So you can see this is somebody who made $3,900, 28th. This is 28th of January. That's today. Okay. There's somebody else who posted their profits today of $3,000. Because of time, I don't want to read all the story that they wrote there. You know, so that was $33. This is $106. It's again today's date, 28th. This is $64. 28th, 101. Okay, so this person must have. Anyway, I mean, losing is part of it. You cannot win every trade. I don't know why this person lost today. So this person lost 144. That's today's date. Okay, so Brent called one trade that he stop loss. Yes, Brent called one trade that he stop loss, then later another one hit profit. So this is somebody else who posted their wins. You can see this is 28th of January, today's date, 125. So this is a community where what's happening in the economy has no bearing on our own experience. And that can also be your story in 2025. And I want that to be your story in 2025. I mean, yesterday there was some insane profits yesterday. Yesterday was insane. So the 296, because of time, I don't want to, to scroll and take all our time. Just in case some of you have questions, I want to quickly wrap this up so that I can take your questions. Okay. So what did I want to show you before I came here? Okay, so I wanted to show you the promo. So what do you get when you subscribe for AkashX? AkashX costs $149 and a month. And with that, you will get a $10,000 trading account, which I just showed you on Tradexmastery site, costs $143. It costs $143 to get the $10,000 account. You will get it complimentary when you sign up for AkashX with $149. Are we together? But you will also have access to their apps for the copy trading, for you to copy the experts. There are scanners. I didn't talk about the scanners. So there are scanners that help you to, it tells you when to buy, when to sell, but that's a little advanced. That's why I didn't talk about it. Tap to trade. That's the technology to help you just click a button and they take the trades for you. Trade alerts, copy and paste. The academy, which is priceless. I mean, how much would I have had to pay Rich Vendiga? Let's say I walked up to him and I said, sir, I want to learn your strategy. Go on Instagram and see how much people are charging to be in their community, and they won't teach you their strategy. They won't. Live sessions, you get all of this. for $149 a month. I mean, so we shouldn't make guarantees because, the industry doesn't allow to make guarantees. But I can tell you based on what we know and what we've experienced, if you follow the strategies that are being taught, your 149, you will not be looking for money to pay 149. You won't be looking for money to pay 149. The 149 is nothing. It's actually free. Just think about it. It's free. You have a $10,000 account. 149 is nothing compared to the profit you can make on $10,000. Now, this is the promo that I think you should really, really take advantage of. And this ends in less than 4 days. 31st, this opportunity will be gone. If you pay for the annual subscription, which costs $999, you'll get a CashX for 1 year, but you also get a $200,000 trading account. $200,000 trading account. I showed you that this 200K account costs 1,413 if you were to buy it directly. So there are people who are traders who feel like they know how to trade. So you can actually go to Tradexmastery and purchase a funded account by yourself. If you know how to trade, you don't need a CashX. Just come here, pay 1,400, you get a 200K account. Okay, but a CashX is giving you that leverage that with $1,000, you are getting access to a CashX, the mentorship. You're going to be in the community where you have all these experts that you can chat with every day, ask them questions, they put you through. You also be in our community where you get all the support that you need, but you also have it for 1 whole year. And you're only investing $1,000 in your education. You're not investing $1,000 to a company. You are investing $1,000 in yourself, because you are going to walk away with education, you walk away with strategy, you walk away with skill, you also walk away with capital, $200,000 trading account. So this offer is going to end, 31st of January. So I would recommend strongly do everything you can to take advantage of this. Because just think about it. If, say, you're a very busy person, you're not able to catch all the moves, and so you're only able to catch 3 times a week or 2 times a week. And so all you do in a month is 5%. You do 5%. So remember I said you need to make the initial 15%, after which you can start to make withdrawals, yeah? So you do 5% in February, 5% in March, 5% in April, because you are on the slow lane. 5%, 5%, 5%. From May, you then start to have access to withdraw your 5%, which you couldn't withdraw before. 5% on 200K is how much? It's $10,000. You will have access to 90% of that profit. So that's $9,000 that you can now potentially take out every month. And you will definitely make more than 5%. Following our strategy, you will make more than 5%. So this is why my goal is that by March, I can point, and already there are people who are making good money, making profit, but by March, I want to be able to point to 50 to 100 people that I can say are making weekly withdrawals of $1,000 to $5,000 by March. It will be my joy for you to be one of them, but you don't have to be one of them. You may not be one of them. That's really your decision to make. But this is why we're excited about the CashX, and this is why somebody invited you to come and take a look at this platform. Again, let me stress, this is an American company. My Daily Choice has been in business for 11 years. They have a track record of integrity. You can check them out yourself. They have over 12,000 products. This is their Forex trading product. And, so in Nigeria, people are just, we're just bringing this to the awareness of people. In the US, in the UK, in Europe, it is moving like fire. There were about 1,000 people only like 4 months ago on our CashX. Now there are almost 20,000 people, to tell you how fast the thing is growing and how fast people are plugging into it. And people are making withdrawals on a daily basis. So maybe at this point, I'll just take a pause, take a breather, allow you to ask your questions. But I'm just curious. I don't know if there are any members here, who are within our community and, you've learned the strategy, and if you made profit yesterday or today or this week, can you just drop a fire emoji in the chat? Or maybe you just want to make a comment. Do we have anybody? Okay, let me even ask J Mama. J Mama, Can you share your experience with the Liberty strategy, and what are you excited about, and what do you see happening? J Mama, can you share? Can you share? Go ahead, J Mama. Is J Mama still on the call? Looks like J Mama she's not on the call anymore. Maybe her network kicked her out. Oh, J Mama, you're still on the call. Okay, but you're no more host. Okay, so let me make you co-host. All right, so quickly in 1 minute, share your experience so we can take questions from people. And you can even help us with that. So go ahead, Jimama. I just made you a co-host. Hope it's not that Jimama is busy. I'm curious, do we have anybody from our community that is on the call? Anybody from the community that's on the call? Um, I was thinking of opening my WhatsApp and just scrolling through, but because of privacy, maybe I shouldn't do that. So I don't reveal what other people are making if they don't want to share. Like there's somebody this evening who he made $1,000 plus today, and he just mentioned it in passing. And I always I tell people, please post your profits. And he just mentioned this evening that he made 1,035. I said, Oga, why you no post? He said he doesn't like to post, And I said, I hereby delete the Liberty strategy from your brain by tomorrow morning. Because if I did not teach you the Liberty strategy, you would not have made $1,000 profit. So why are you not posting? Why are you not posting? Anyway, I think it's an African thing. We don't like to share our wins, make village people tomoko, whatever you call it. Somebody made a comment. I see a comment in the chat, Mr. Emeka. But if you have questions, please raise your hand. Raise your hand, please, if you have questions so that you can take your questions. Mr. Emeka, you are a member. My account is not all that making profit from trade, and I've not made up to 10% since this month. Are you following the Liberty strategy, Mr. Emeka? You definitely are not following the Liberty strategy. So if you don't know the Liberty strategy, okay, so yeah, Mr. Emeka, let me spotlight you so you can answer. Are you taking the Liberty strategy? Because I'm pretty confident of what we have. Where's Mr. Emeka? Okay, I see Hamidia Mohammed Sonny. But I want Mr. Emeka to just quickly. All right, so Mr. Emeka, talk to me. Talk to me. Are you taking the Liberty strategy, or you're following other educators?